to the top of the morning show. It's your girl TT from the D. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I know that I did. I did a lot this weekend. When I say I did a lot, I did a lot. And I rolled the emotional roller coaster this weekend. And then I also had a burst of energy. And I am just, I'm thanking God that I am able to live in my purpose. So today's hot topic I'm going to talk to you about, and I'm not going to hold you long, right? It's Monday. Y'all know how it is. We got to get back to doing what we do, or do we? So we're going to talk about living versus existing. Are you living or just existing? That's the question. Now, it's rhetorical because, of course, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't even know what you're saying. Now, I'm going to tell you, growing up, people always said America was the land of the free, home of the brave. Now, I know we brave, right? But I don't know about that free. Now, on the other hand, you growing up, people say you live in a free society where you can follow your dreams and be anything you want to be. Now, the latter part of that, I do believe that you could be anything you want to be. Some people might say, well, it depends who you are, right? I've met some people, believe it or not, in this life where they're like, I just can't catch a break. No matter what I do, I just can't catch a break. And I'm looking like, dang, I can't fathom going through life and feeling like you just can't get it right. But some people do. They do feel that way. Many people don't even consider the thought that they could be doing something different with their lives other than what they're already doing. And a lot of the times because we feel like, oh my God, I'm too old. I'm older. Like me. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 years old next year if it be the Lord's will. And my life could be totally different depending on which pathway I would have taken when I was younger. But I've come to understand, respect, and appreciate the fact that I am who I am because of what I went through and who God wanted me to be. Now, you know that old saying, and we all know growing up, you probably heard it, depending on your household. If you don't work, you don't eat, right? And so, in order to have a roof over your head, food on the table, a vehicle to drive, if you like to drive, or you might want to take public transportation or Ubers or whatever, bicycle, roller skate, rollerblade, whatever, you have to actually have a job, right? To pay those bills, right? And getting a job, grinding, hustling, a 9-to-5 that you hate is not the way to go. It actually makes a lot of us resent life. But on the other hand, if you wake up every day with purpose, if you wake up saying, I do what I love to do, I work for myself, I'm my own boss, salute to you. That's where I aspire to go, right? I'm inspired every day. But while I'm on the 9-to-5 grind, I do love what I do, although I work for an organization. I love what I do. I'm in human resources, and I love helping others become employed and just helping people's lives change, right? Giving resources to people, that may not know certain things because of where they are or who they know, or what they do currently. So I enjoy that. But I love what I do when it comes to my TT from the D, my podcasting, hosting, acting, working on productions. I absolutely love it. It is what I do. It's what I consider my norm. Now, what does it mean to exist, you might wonder? And then maybe you don't. What if you live in autopilot? I do this every day. I wake up at this time. I do this at this time. I do that. I eat this. I eat that. I go here. I go there. And boom, I'm back home and I do it again. I feel like that's living on autopilot. You simply go from day to day doing the same thing repetitiously, right? But in real life, your life will change. I'm not going to say it's a struggle, but you will change. You will grow. You will evolve. You're going to have some high times. You're going to have some low times. That is the reality of it all. Why? Because we're human beings, right? We are simple spirits having the human experience. You can Argue with me if you like, but you'll be arguing about yourself because I'm not going to argue with anybody. But if you never do anything different because you're afraid, you'll never know what it's like to live this thing called life out loud and abundant. Now, what is the difference between living and existing? Well, if you are living, really living, you wake up with purpose most of the time, with an agenda, whether it's written out or not. I got to go to work. I got to pay these bills. I got to pick up this. I got to drop off that. If you are alive, you are probably grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. Even when you're in pain, you feeling that, and that means you're alive. Do we want to feel pain? Heck no. But from time to time, you might have some aches and pains. Why? Because the body's going through, and you just know you could be as simple as stubbing your toe. You're going to feel something, right? You don't have to chase money because you can't chase all money. You can't chase no money. The money will come. Sometimes you don't even go after your dreams because you're like, oh, I ain't making no money. But sometimes, not sometimes, I retract that. You have to put in the work. You have to pay some dues, sister. You have to pay some dues, brother. And then once you do, you'll be able to get what you want, right? Live in the moment. I tell people that, live in the moment. Trust the process. When I do interviews or I'm talking to people, I'm doing public speeches. And one of the things I love to leave behind when they say, if you got one thing you want to leave with the people or whatever, however they phrase that, I always say, trust the process. And it's hard. Please understand. I know. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I quit. But then God, like, do you really? You really quit? When I gave you this gift naturally? And I'm like, yeah, you got a point, Jesus. Nah, we're going to try again tomorrow. And then you got to always ask yourself, why? Right? Why? Why am I doing this? What is my purpose? Why do I feel this way? And be honest with yourself. And when you get the answer, you're probably not going to like it, but damn it, don't run from it. Own it. Accept it. And what are you going to do with the answer you gave yourself that you don't like? Just like you know what to do with the answer you gave yourself that you love. But what about the one you don't like? Number 2, learn when to say no. Oh my God, friend, sis, bro. Sometimes I struggle on that. I'm like, oh my God, I really don't want to, but I need to do this because blah, 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 blah. But think about this. When your friends or your coworkers, hey, you want to go out and get drinks and this and that? And you feeling like you don't really want to go? Do you really want to go? Because if you don't, just be like, you know what? I'm going to stay in tonight. It's a chill night. I'm going to relax. I'm going to unwind. I got some things I need to catch up on, but I'll catch y'all next run. It's nothing wrong with that. And guess what? They're not going to be like, oh yeah, we ain't going to go because you ain't going. I seriously doubt it. Especially if they really want to go. They just included you. And that's always nice to be included and thought of. Yes, it is. However, you don't have to say yes every time. Okay? And that goes for friends, family as well. Children, sometimes your spouse, you might even have to say, nah, no, not today. And then they're going to be like, oh, why you say it? Because they respect and understand, well, most will. You got to say no sometimes. No, I'm not up to it. But if you want to go ahead, you go right ahead. That's nice. And if your spouse be like, no, I'm not going to go this time, or I don't feel like it, you go ahead. Don't catch no attitude, friend. Just be like, okay, well, you know what? I hope you go next time, but I'm going to go ahead and go. Right? But then some of y'all, I'm going to say it's a small fraction. Some of y'all do that because you want your spouse to say nah. And some of y'all want your spouse to tell you to go on and go. Because you want to get away from your spouse. I know you like, what? You exposing us, TT? Really, seriously though, don't always do things that you think you have to do when you don't have to do it. And it is okay to say no. Number 3, find what makes you happy. Get to know you a little bit better. A lot of the times when we are with other people, we become someone's wife or someone's husband, someone's father, someone's mother. we tend to lose a little bit of ourselves every day because we find ourselves showing up for them. They need this, they need that. And okay, I'll do it. I was gonna do, but I can do that later. And your later sometimes never come. And then you get pissed and mad. And they probably looking at you like, why are you turning into a whole dragon? Like what? Like, why are you so mad? They don't realize you're sacrificing much of yourself. But if you stop doing it, then they don't have to go through that, and neither will you. The joy in finding what makes you happy is beautiful if you allow it to be. Number 4, get some perspectives. It can be hard. I know. It can be difficult to do something different or to get motivated. Like, I need to go to the gym. Freak. I need to go to the gym. And I'm like, I got a whole routine in my mind. Okay. I have not put it into action yet. But I said, you know what? I need to just go to the gym on my way home from work because I pass the gym every day. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go later on. But by the time I get home, if my husband hasn't cooked, and a lot of times he does, shout out to my husband, Swifty McVay. But if he hasn't cooked, I might say, you know what? Well, he cooked yesterday or he's been cooking the last couple of days. Let me cook. I'll go to the gym after I cook. Well, I got lazy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go tomorrow. So I'm like, I really believe that the best time for myself to go to the gym is after work. Now, some people say, get up and go early in the morning, TT. Yeah, so usually when the gym opens, I'm still hugging a bed. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just saying. I might not be the only hugger, but that's me normally. But you gotta find the way to get to what you want to do that's different. If you know you need something different, like gaining a different perspective. Maybe your spouse's perspective on it when you share it with them. Get their view on it. Your close friends or friends, Number 5, find a purpose. Yes. However you choose to go about getting that perspective, next step is to find the purpose to get you, in my case, out of bed. Well, I'm excited that I can still get up, sit up on my own. Even sometimes I struggle because sometimes my back might be hurting or my legs may be hurting, blah, 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 right? Comes with age. But I know I want to get up. I got to go to work, right? Or I got something I need to do. I have it in my mind the same way. You know what? Tomorrow I don't have anything on my calendar. I am going to sleep in. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to just rest. And then I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And I will later. And I will just say, you know what? I'm going to rest. I'm going to get me some good sleep. It's going to be well. It's going to be good. And that's what I do. I do just that. Now, I don't lay there long because my brain is always going. But I know that I have purpose. And the alarm clock does not dictate that purpose. I do. Right? And with the grace of God, allow me to rise up every day. I don't take it for granted. Last but not least, number 6, let it go, friend. Let it go, sis. Let it go, bro. So many people are passing away because they're stressed out. They're holding on to something. It's heavy. And it's like, oh my God, you will pass out, stroke out, have a heart attack, whatever. People going to still be living. They're not going to lay down and die because you did. Because you were holding on. And I know sometimes it's hard to let go because I know that's my struggle. But I realize, like, you know what? I'm more bent out of shape than the person or the people or the situation. Why? I'm the only one getting ready to have a heat stroke, a mind stroke, or whatever, fall out, faint, whatever. And they're looking like, what's the problem? And I'm like, wait. So I had to learn, like, you know what? Ain't nothing worth stroking out. Ain't nobody worth stroking out for either. Well, that's all I got for you on this beautiful Monday. As we get ready to go off, I want you to go off and be great. Remember, Tap In Tuesday is going down tomorrow night. My hot topic will be women in podcasting. I'm going to have some very special guests. I'll have Rocky Harris from Rocky's Reality. I'm also going to have Tan from Milfin Podcast. She's a part of a trio, right? And then I'm going to have the beautiful Sunshine Camila from Keeping It Real Conversations. We're going to be kicking it and talking about women in podcasting. We go hot at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I always tell people you can go to StreamYard.com if you wish to chime in and make questions and comments. A lot of the times I'm going directly from there so I can share it on the screen with the team, with the people or the panel. If you do it on Facebook or YouTube, sometimes I can see it, sometimes I can't. I have other monitors going, but I can't always respond to those, but I definitely can do it when you do it through StreamYard. Well, until the next time we leave footprints across the sun, it's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.